Hey, it's Bill, and you're tuned in to episode number 77 of the 3 questions and a song. Um, if I seem like I can't speak tonight, it is because this is about hour number 4 that I'm going to be live on the air tonight. I was just on XRP Friendly Fire. If you're not familiar with that, it's xrpradio.co.uk. You can go there and find out what that's all about. With me tonight for episode number 77 is 7 Mile Run. They should be ready. How are you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We're doing real good.
Great.
Hanging in.
There they are. So next to me on, I always over there is a picture of them on stage. Where are you guys playing at in that picture?
We opened up for Confederate Railroad up in Greenville, Pennsylvania last October and had a great time with those guys. A bunch of just really good down-home musicians that were very friendly with us. We just had a blast with them. That was last October with Confederate Railroad.
Cool. So before we get real far into this, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band? And there are 2 of you that aren't with us, so you can mention them as well.
Oh, I get to go first. This is Johnny Bodnar. I play the drums in the band.
Ange Giavedoni, bass and vocals.
Barry Little, I am lead and rhythm guitar player, and Greg Orr is also lead and rhythm guitar player, and he's missing today.
I'm Brian Miller, lead vocals, rhythm guitar, and keyboard, and like to throw a shout out to our fiddle player and harmony vocalist, John Powell.
Okay. So this is weird for me because usually I can see everybody, and when I know who has answered and who hasn't. So you guys are going to help me along with that tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, I'm going to ask probably the only cliche question that I ever ask on my shows, and that's, where did the band name 7 Mile Run come from?
It's actually a good question, and I like to answer that one. This band actually has been a spinoff of a couple other bands that I had fronted. The first one being Country Nights, which we're from down around Indiana, Pennsylvania, and there's a little village that I grew up in outside of Indiana called Sonoma. And it was known that when Country Nights were practicing and we had the doors open to the studio, the entire town could hear us practicing, and we still joke about it to this day. So carry over from that, my brother and I moved forward, and we rolled into another band. I rolled into another band, and I called it Brian Miller and Sonoma Road. So the band was called Sonoma Road. And then when we reformed more recently to get 7 Mile Run, the road that Sonoma is on is called Sonoma Road, and it's about 7 miles from one end to the other. So It just kind of worked out that we could still pay a little homage to our home village, and still keep something in it that was kind of intriguing to the people that were following us.
When I first came in the band, I actually thought that the band name came from 7 Mile Run Road going to Barry's house, because if you go to Barry's house to practice, you go on an adventure of 7 miles.
Well, and then a lot of people think 7 Mile Run has something to do with a marathon or a jog or something like that. We get asked that a lot.
Yeah, we don't run.
Or run and shine.
Yeah, we don't do that either.
Not yet. If this music thing doesn't pan out, we might be.
Yeah, maybe then.
We'll probably have to run and shine just to go down the highway because we won't have gasoline.
Oh, don't jinx me. I just got done telling you it's 49 miles one way.
Oh my!
Well, hit us up. We'll give you the alcohol to run.
Do you think my Camry could handle that?
Oh yeah.
We're a couple miles anyway.
A few modifications, you'll be fine.
I mean, my dad's 31 Ford with a 1954 Hemi in it probably could.
Oh,
Yeah. There you go. That would
But you're going to need a lot of it.
That's true.
About 7 Mile Run is about 4 of these guys are very much into cars. I mean,
Well, I heard the comment about looking for the Mustang. That's why I mentioned the car.
they have all kinds of heavy duty vehicles here.
And we're sitting here getting ready, and my father lives next door, and we have a GT 500, and I heard it fire up, so I had to run out and just see what was going on.
So My dad has that 31. He also has a 37 Ford two-door, TUDOR. It has a small block 350 in it. So it's a coupe from 1937 that's about the size of a Volkswagen Bug and has a 350 in it.
Yeah,
Nice.
that flies.
Yeah. And then he also has a 1955 Ford Crown Victoria. That one is mostly original. The other two, they are. He took whatever he liked from whatever vehicle he liked and made it work.
Yep.
Wow.
For instance, the 37 has a small block 350 motor and a Ford Granada rear end. So the drive shaft is custom made because half of it is Ford and half of it is Chevy.
Yep. Good information
Anyway.
to know when you go to do U-joints.
You got to make sure you're on the right end.
That's right. That's right.
Barry's got a nice car.
What's Barry have?
I have a collector's edition Trans Am Firehawk.
Nice.
It's something I wanted for a long time, and
It's sweet. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it came up for sale, and I had to jump on it. So, yeah,
I went down and saw it at the car show, and I made the mistake of putting my fingerprint on it, and I thought I was going to die.
there's so much wax and polish on it, you could jump on it; it wouldn't matter.
My parents, I say my parents because the 37 is painted garage bucket green.
Nice.
And the reason it's called garage bucket green is because my mom pointed to a bucket in the garage and said, I think we should paint it that color. So it's garage bucket green.
That's cool.
But they take those cars, the 37, they drove to California and back, to Florida and back, and they drove it into Canada, put it on a ferry, and took it to I can't think of the name of it. Newfoundland, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally been as far north as they could get it, as far south as they could get it, as far west as they could get it, and as far east as they could get it.
Wow.
They drove it through Death Valley. So they drive theirs.
Well, that's how you enjoy them. That's why we get them.
Yep.
They could come to our show up here in Marion Center.
Yeah, we have a
car
car
cruise.
Yeah, we have a car cruise. That'd be last Friday in July this year. Our band will be playing, and we always have a car show. It'd be the 29th. I'm sorry, not the 29th. It's getting to July. Yeah, I'm sorry. It will be the 29th. 29th of July. We play from 7 to 8:30. There's a car show, and they give out prizes for the whoever votes the cars the best and
Fan
favorites.
favorite.
And, yeah, fan favorite. So
Marion Center, PA.
I will mention it to them.
yeah,
Love
to see them.
Generally, I'll send you guys a picture when we're off the air of all three of them.
Cool.
But generally, they don't do shows; they do cruises. The difference is, it's cruises. They don't really give out prizes. It's just walk around, check out the cars. He used to do shows and he used to win. He just doesn't like doing shows now. I don't really know why.
It's like that around here in Indiana too. There's more cruises and shows.
Yeah, we call it a car show, but I don't know if they really do give out prizes.
Marion Center would be more or less considered a cruise. A show has judges and there's judging.
Right.
They're judging. Other than and you have a
All I know
obnoxious country band standing up there
is
playing
you
too.
got good bands and good funnel cakes. That's all I know.
There you go.
Here we'll do a car question. So you're leaving a gig, you're packing all your stuff up, and there's a DeLorean sitting there with its door open and a flux capacitor in it. What time frame are you going back to, and what band are you going to hang out with while you're there?
Ooh.
You're going to
Dang.
get the answers now.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is where your show turns into a 3-hour show.
Dun, dun, dun. Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
I don't know. My first thought was 1957. I'm going back to 1957. I'm going to share the stage with Elvis Presley.
Nice.
Nice.
I'll
There
keep
you
mine
go,
short and
Barry.
sweet.
Where are you going, Barry?
Well, I don't know. Probably somewhere around the era that Eddie Van Halen got noticed, or not. I would. That's 78, 80, somewhere in there. I don't know. So I'm not going back into ancient time, but
No, we could probably ride together because I'll be like early 80s, like around 82,
yeah.
because that's when Mellencamp was really, really big. So I'd be hanging out with Mellencamp.
I'm going to the Fillmore East and watching the Allman Brothers. That's where I'm going.
What year is that? 18.
That was
1833.
Yeah.
33.
I'm going. Exactly, you guys. I'm going. back to seeing
You
Allman
walked right
Brothers.
into that one. Sorry.
I know. The old man.
I don't know if a
in the band,
DeLorean
I
goes
know.
back that far.
Well, and Back to the Future 3, they did end up coming back in a train.
That's
'cause
Oh,
right.
that's right.
Car
yeah.
broke down.
Great Scott.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yep. Sorry. If you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what
I
you've been
know.
doing.
Hey, I too am under a rock sometimes, I guess.
Was that everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you, Bill?
Oh,
Where you going, Bill?
well, see, this question actually, I'll give you the story behind the question so you understand where it came from. And my answer was the same. I was at a social studies, because I used to teach social studies curriculum meeting, and one of the teachers said, I ask this question to my kids all the time. And it was, if you could go back to any time to any time and any event in the history of the world, where would you go and why? So I just, I doctored it.
Yeah.
But my answer is the same. I'd go to Woodstock. Yeah.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
Would you stay through
I don't know that I would stay the whole time
Would you go for the music or?
for the music.
Or other.
Nope.
activities.
100% for the music.
Okay.
Don't eat the bad acid.
I am the I am usually the DD. So
Yep.
We don't have one of those in this band.
Oh,
That's because we don't drink.
well, there you go. Generally, actually, I couldn't even tell you the last time that I had to do it. Before my kids were born. But yeah, I go to Woodstock. I'd like to see Hendrix play, and just I think there's so much that happened in that little field before it turned brutal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amen to that.
Let's
Cool
see. So I have this question. The first time I asked it was to a band called Diesel Beast. Clearly they're a folk band, right?
I was thinking that or polka.
They are from Denton, Texas, and I've actually named a question the Diesel Beast question. But the question was just, it was if you could play anywhere in the world, it doesn't have to be a venue. Like it could be anywhere randomly. Where would you play and what band would you play with? So like, who would you open for?
That'd be a tough one.
Yeah, that's the cherry on top there.
Yeah.
The venue I have no problem with because I've always wanted to stand in that 6-foot circle at the Grand Ole Opry.
Opry?
Play on that stage, yes. But the band, ooh,
I don't know about that.
there are so many good bands that I wouldn't want to cut anybody short. Ooh, probably have to be a legend like Willie Nelson or Dolly Parton, somebody like that.
Well, not Dolly. I can't take Dolly.
Really?
I'm not answering for you. But it's cool if you're coming to the Opry with me. How about I say with 7 Mile Run would be a great band to play with. Huh?
The Opry would be awesome.
Well, your 7 Mile Run is opening for the other band.
See?
At the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, one of those traditional classic, icons. Willie.
Yeah, we could do Willie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Willie would be a good time.
Yeah,
I
Willie
go
would be
Red
good.
Rock.
That one that comes up often when I ask this
I
question.
go Red Rock. That'd be a great place to play.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't know what.
Did you ever watch Bluegrass Underground?
I have not.
They have it's a cavern that they have bands in, and it's not just bluegrass music. They've had just all kind of music there. I'd probably want to go there sometime. It's out in Tennessee.
Cool.
I
We
am-
can ride together.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Madison Square Gardens.
Nice.
And
Who's the
that's
band?
everybody.
Who's the band? Who's the band?
It's not country. Yeah, that's the only thing.
Doesn't
What-
have to be.
No, oh, okay. Well, one of my favorite bands would be Rush, so I would want to open for them at Madison Square Garden since they have sold that place out 1,000,000 times back in the day,
I can do that.
and many live albums were made there.
I saw them when they played the Stanley Theater.
2112 era.
2112 came out. Nobody knew who they were, and they blew the doors off that place. And I was 7 seats back from Alex Lifeson and just went, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
That's the answer to that question.
Okay. Do you want to know why it's called the Diesel Beast question?
Sure.
Other than the fact that was the first band I asked. Their answer was they wanted to play at Stonehenge with Dio.
Interesting.
And
Brian doesn't know who Dio is. He has a blank look on his
Really
face
don't.
over there.
Oh, Brian.
Ronnie
Ronnie, is that
Ronnie James.
Yeah.
Ronnie James Dio.
I was going to say, if you're going to Stonehenge and they didn't say they're going to open for Spinal Tap.
Well, see, I figure the
Spinal Tap.
reason that they picked Stonehenge was because they were hoping that it was there to bring Ronnie James Dio back.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Bodnar, those are shots fired there, thinking I didn't know the answer to that. I'm going to throw one at you
Yeah,
here.
you
Linder.
impressed me. Impressed me.
Hey, this is a relatively new question to my line of questions. Because you're a musician, what is the best pizza you've eaten, either going to a show, at a show, or after a show?
Best pizza.
That's going
Yikes.
to have to be on you guys because
You're a drummer.
I normally don't eat when I play.
He
So
plays bare feet.
I wouldn't be
You should see him.
alive if I was like Johnny. This is Barry talking. I have to eat 24/7. So
That's a tough one, especially around here. We have so many great places to eat pizza from. I don't want to short anybody, but I mean, I'm a Bob's Pizza fan. I'm from Indiana,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
yeah,
when
but
we
he's
go to-
talking
when we go to
about
the
places we
fairs,
played.
I know. But
when we're playing a lot of fairs, which we usually do, we play a lot of fairs. It's like everybody troops to the nearest pizza truck thing that's there.
right, well,
Yeah,
That
Lasca's.
seems to be the best pizza.
No, what's the one that has the fried ones you guys always run after all the time?
Oh, you mean like Denny and Pearls at
That's
the
it.
fair?
Denny and Pearls.
Pizza,
And we've been
Where does
paid-
that rank?
It's up there.
Because you guys usually flock to that one no matter where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, as far as venues, Lasca's up in
Punxsutawney.
Punxsutawney. We play
Punxsutawney,
Punxsutawney.
yeah.
We make sure we grab Alaska's pizza. It's pretty good stuff.
where the groundhog is in Punxsutawney.
It kind of depends on where they're at, I guess. There you go.
We try to get the best pizza and ask somebody, where can we get a good pizza? And wherever that is, we'll just eat it.
Yeah, or we just buy one for Barry because he's chewing on the seats in the vehicle.
That's right.
So what's cool about that question, and you may not have realized it, you just mentioned different venues that you've played at and that people should check out their food.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
If you're in Punxsutawney, you got to have Alaska's pizza. It's legendary of its own. Everybody that has ever come into Punxsutawney has been told go to Alaska's, get Alaska's pizza.
Okay, so this is the official Build to Sing question. I ask this on all my shows. Who is your Dave Grohl? And what I mean by that is, who do you want to go up on stage with and play one of their original songs? Because the Foo Fighters are known for pulling people out of the crowd and saying, "Come up here and play with us."
You want a band to pull us up out of this?
Yeah.
Yep. So who do you want to go up with and play one of their songs?
Mine's pretty easy. Garth Brooks. Because generally there's going to be 75,000 to 750,000 people out there listening to it. And, I cut my teeth listening to his music. So I think he puts on a great show. And I think my show that we put on and the way I perform reflects a good bit of what he does on stage as well. So Garth Brooks for me.
I am a Garth fan. I'm I'm going to say something you guys will probably think is a little sacrilegious, but I'm not a huge country fan.
That's
But
okay. There's time left for you. There's time.
but
You
like
can
the
still be
older
safe.
stuff, like Dolly and Willie and why can't I think what they were called?
Outlaw
Chris-
country.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson was in with the Highwaymen, that kind of stuff. I really like that stuff. And then like Garth Brooks and not Tim Allen,
He's funny too.
Alan Jackson.
There you go.
Gary
No.
Allen?
No. But the newer stuff, I feel like the
Yeah,
newer
we're about
stuff
in the
is
same boat as
more
that.
pop.
Yeah, we kind of call it cookie cutter country.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Nashville seems to be in a rut, and the song that we're doing tonight is nowhere near a cookie cutter Nashville song.
That's
We think that way.
Garth is one that I would go see him live if I got the chance. And then even before he did this, I was a fan, but then he covered a Kiss song and that sealed it.
There you go.
I remember seeing Garth in the 80s play a Kiss song on Jay Leno.
It was probably a Hard Luck Woman.
That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah, he was a big
Or
fan.
maybe late 80s, early 90s. I think that's when that was.
That's he did it on he did it on a tribute album that Kiss did for themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an
Follow
idea
that?
for our next album.
There you-
There you go. Put makeup on like that.
And the album was called Kiss My Ass.
Mhm.
But
look that up.
That almost has a country tinge to it there. I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
if you're trying to find it, the album cover has a family, like they look like they're from the 50s sitting down for dinner, and they all have like suits and they're dressed up, but then their faces have the Kiss makeup on them.
Nice.
Cool.
I cut you off. Only one of you got the answer to that, right?
We all answered. Yeah. We got
Okay. Let's see.
I don't sing, so it would have to be drumming, but
Who'd you go
Oh,
on stage
yeah.
with? Who'd you go drum with?
I have no idea.
That's not
It'd probably have to be something simple like AC/DC,
Nice.
That way I could handle it,
Oh, come on.
Listen to Johnny.
This guy's one of the most talented drummers you're ever going to want to see. He's not flashy or anything like that, but John adds so much rhythm in his playing.
Thanks,
As a
Ange.
bass player, I'm in sync with the guy.
And Johnny covers a lot of Ange's boo-boos.
Yeah. I hit the cymbal when I make a wrong note, so Barry don't yell at me. But no, playing with Johnny Bodnar is a very, very blessed thing that I have right now.
Yeah, hands down. Hands down.
It is.
Thanks, guy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can pay us later.
All right.
That's $15
That's-
you owe me.
Oh, 15 now. I thought it was 10. Man.
I was playing some local music the other day. My son was in the room. He's 14, and I always when he likes something that I liked growing up or something that's similar, like sound wise, I get all excited. So we were listening to a song by a local band. They're called Low Life Drifters. And they are a rockabilly band, but in their lyrics, they had a song, or in the song Chasing the Devil, it says, the ghost chilled my spine like Robert Johnson. So I explained to him what that was about. And then we went on this YouTube dive where I was showing him different videos and different songs. And he's starting to get into like AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, which I think is great because that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
But I tried to play. Have you guys ever heard of the band Scale?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
We'll
so
be playing Rock 23 down in
Rock-
Israel.
oh yeah, Rock for Life.
Yeah, Rock for Life 23.
Yep.
I think Skell's the last act.
They are.
Yeah, we were on from 3 to 5 or 3 to 4 or something. I can't remember exactly what day. We're on that bill that day.
So if it's that time of the day, it's going to be a Saturday
Yes.
for sure. I have been to. It is the 23rd year. I've been to, I think, 19 of them. You will meet me. I will have a camera in my hand, and I will be front of the stage. You'll figure it out quickly when you're there.
Yeah, we're looking to have a good time there. Barry's played there a bunch of times. I played there twice.
Which bands were you in when you played there?
I played with Gary Burke III for 3 years.
Okay.
And we did that show twice. And
Yeah. This is Barry. We played 7 Mile Run. We played there before, and then I played with the Terry Lee Spencer band a couple times there.
Okay. Yeah. Terry was in Super Zero with Matt and Steve. That's going way back. So I've known Terry forever.
Yeah.
I played there with 521 for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a well-known.
So you guys probably have seen me, and we just didn't know each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you found a photo of one of those shows, I probably took it on the internet.
Great.
Cool.
Well, I think when Barry and I played there as Sonoma Road, we stuck out like a sore thumb because
Yeah.
it was some pretty heavy metal, pretty heavy bands.
Yeah.
And then here come all these country bumpkins in there and twanging.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Now, when I played with Terry, it was Terry's more of that outlaw, like got that outlaw country vibe thing or whatever you want to call it, rebel country thing going. So that kind of fit in with that festival a little more, I guess.
Yeah, I usually get him to play the I'm trying to remember the name of the song, but it's the theme song for the Dukes of Hazzard, Ballad of.
Yeah, we do.
I
that
can't remember the name of it, but
I've done that one. I should say.
yeah,
Yeah, we just call it Dukes of Hazzard. Waylon
it's
Jennings.
the Ballad of something though, and I can never remember what.
Ballad
But-
of something. Yeah, it's a ballad of something.
Hazard, maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember the name.
That, and he had a song that he did with Super Zero called Compromise, which he has since renamed. I used to try and get him to play that all the time too, even when he was playing as a country act. Which is why it was redone, because he had to, port it over.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he calls it now. But anyway, I actually used to do Terry's website at one point in time. So,
Okay. Yeah.
let's see. You know what? Let's talk about your song before I just looked at how long we've been talking. So you guys brought Night to Remember for me, and it is not released yet. Is that correct?
Correct.
So this is kind of like a coming out party for the track.
Yeah. It was recorded a long time ago and released, but it's been definitely freshened up and changed around and recorded with a new band, and I think just a higher quality recording overall, and kind of reflects what the band sounds like now. It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, we're really pleased with. We recorded at Tonic Studios there in Pittsburgh.
You didn't happen to work with Lee there, did you?
No, we worked with Doug.
Dougie.
Okay.
Good guy. Good guy.
So I know of Sid Riggs, who works out of there, and then Lee Caruso Jr., who works out of there. I've done some web work for Lee and sort of for Sid, but I can't get into that right now. I'll tell you off the air if you ask.
All right.
Okay.
So tell me either, it's like MTV Storytellers moment. Tell me something about the song. You can tell me what it's about, or something that happened when you were re-recording it, or, just give me a story.
You should tell them what you wrote the song about, because if you listen to that song, there's another painting, so to speak, in people's minds.
Right.
You see.
Right. And the song was originally titled Night to Remember, but it was spelled Knight because the song was written while I was in the band Country Knights, which was spelled with a K as well. So that the idea behind the song was like, I'm standing on stage up here playing and singing and hoping that either, the love of my life will find me, or a record company, or somebody, anything. Just hoping that somebody would hear me, and just kind of penned it out. And that's when I wanted to be the country night to remember, not so much a night to remember. So if you listen to the song with that in your mind, it changes a little bit of how it's, how it paints a picture.
Oh, hey, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a minute or 3 or 4 and listen to 7 Mile Run, Night to Remember. For those of you that are currently tuned in live, you're not actually going to get to hear the song right now because Facebook and YouTube would mute the video, and we don't want that to happen. So this episode will actually come out on the website buildascene.com on May 1st at 6 a.m. So you can go there to check it out, or you can head over to their online presences. That sounded terrible. That I'm going to ask them about later in the show. All right. So now we're going to come in as if we just heard the song. Hey, so that was 7 Mile Run, Night to Remember. If you're just tuning in, some of the members are here with me tonight. And we've been chatting about various things, cars, DeLoreans. We talked about different venues, pizza. You're going to have to go back and listen. All right, so let's see. Let's start off with, I had you guys check out Caleb Strauss, who is nothing like you genre-wise. And I asked you to come up with a question, and I know you're probably panicking now from what you asked me earlier. But what do you have any questions for Caleb? And keep in mind, he is in that like industrial metal band, but he's also an actor. He also is running a small indie record label. So there's lots of facets to him.
Well, yeah, okay, sign us.
That's not a question.
That's not a question. Will you sign a country band there? That's a question.
Well, myself, I said it before, I live under a rock, but the strong metal like that is not my forte. So my question would be, obviously I can't, I know where I get my inspiration from to write country songs. So for that genre of music, just curious, where do you get your inspiration from, to get the lyric, to get the melody, whatever it is you're laying down? Where does that come from? Where does that energy, where do you source it from?
Cool. So this is why I call this the Chainmail podcast as a nickname, because now you guys have to listen to the next episode to see what he says to what you had to say.
Awesome. I'm definitely curious to hear his answer to that. To me, that will reveal a lot about his writing process, and just tells me a lot about the artists themselves.
You watched the collaboration he did as Death of Zenith. He also has a band called MZNZ and a couple other ones that he's in. They're all similar in sound, though. But let's see. What can I ask you? Oh, I know. This one's always fun. I want to know about an embarrassing moment that happened on stage, but you can't tell me something that you did that was embarrassing. You have to pick a different member in the band and tell me something they did that embarrassed you.
Yeah, that makes it harder.
and it doesn't necessarily have to be in this band or in this lineup. It could be any band that you were in.
Have to be in this band or this lineup.
Right. So like it could be in a different band you played in. It's more fun if it's in this band.
We were playing in 18-degree weather at February 2nd on stage.
And that was without the wind blowing. When the wind blew, it was like 20 below or something.
And Greg is standing next to me with just, a ton of clothes on, and his hands are just out there and his feet are there. And he kept looking at me and saying, my feet are sticking to the pedal. I can't pull my foot off my pedal. It wasn't really embarrassing to the crowd or whatever, but it was funny between him and me because he gets stuck on his foot pedals. He couldn't pull his foot off of them. That was funny.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's
the
got
only-
one?
The only time that I really got embarrassed, I'd have to say, and God bless him for trying to play the bass, was 521 was doing a show in Indiana, and the guy was sick, and let's just say he had to go to the bathroom and didn't make it. So
Oh,
that was really embarrassing because it kind of stopped the whole show, and that was basically it for the night. As they say, stuff happens, right?
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, I really can't think of any embarrassing moments like that.
No, there's
not
not
too
too
many.
much that goes on with us. I don't.
We're pretty boring. I mean, like, yeah, I'll forget lyrics or I'll sing the same verse twice or something like that. That happens, but that's just me. That's just me being dumb. That's not.
We look a song past the set list and then we're looking at each other and
Yeah.
what song did you say we're playing?
Actually, there I have one on myself. We actually got the chance to open for Justin Moore in Indiana. And it was Night to Remember was the song.
That's
I
right.
was so freaking pumped. Like I get super excited to go do these opening acts, and we have just a ton of energy. We come out on stage and like I look out in the audience and like there's a decent amount of people right there at the stage, and I'm looking and I see people and kids that I know and kids that go to school with my kids, and I'm all excited about it, and we're going through it, and I completely skipped the guitar solo and went right to the end of the song on my own song that I wrote.
Yeah, you did.
And then at the end of the song, I finished the song, and I'm wondering why the whole band's looking at me like, you're an idiot. Because I'm thinking I just went out and kicked some major can here, and nope.
Yeah, I remember that. I was the one that guitar solo who got ditched that night.
There's like no love. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like, I nailed that. I completely nailed that, Barry.
Yeah. Yep. I went flying out front to do my guitar solo, and Brian starts singing. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
But I didn't have time to be embarrassed because it was the
That's
beginning
right.
of the show. We had to just hit the ground and keep rolling.
That's right. And then one with me. This is Barry, the guitar player. One with me. I'm just thinking that indirectly has other people involved in it. Was I did a lot of session work for a long time, and one of the bands that I played with was a teen band called Everlife, which they did move to Nashville and get some notoriety, and they're from Shalocta, PA, Elderton, Shalocta area, and I was with them. I don't know, it might have been 07, 09, somewhere in there, somewhere like that, and we were in Greensburg opening up at a band called Seventh Day Slumber. They're more like they're more the I don't know, it sounded like a Creed or something like that. And I had a spot in the show where I get this guitar solo in the middle of a song, and I'm one of the guys who twirls the guitar around my back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got that down pretty good. And after putting my head stock and my guitar through a couple ceilings, I finally figured out how to do it. And so I came up to my spot, and I'm twirling my guitar, I'm playing my solo and all excited, and I'm twirling it around my back, and my strap locks break, and it goes flying across the stage, and it hits all my other guitars that are on a stand. They all fall over, and they all hit the ground, and if that's not real embarrassing, but sort of
sounds kind of expensive.
The bad thing about that night was that there was a Sony rep, and there was another rep from a record company there to watch us and Seventh Day Slumber, and they were sitting in the front row, and I saw them, and I just looked at them like I mimed, I mimed, I'm sorry. Well, after the show, they came up to me and they said, that was awesome. That was great.
meant to.
Yeah. They said, we loved it how your guitar came off. I'm like, well, that wasn't planned. Anyway, enough of that.
So at that point in time, that's when Barry got hooked up with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend that you guys didn't just go back to that mistake I made. I smiled immediately. I'm sure you saw it. Let's see. How about one more question, and then we'll get a little bit of information about the band, and then I will let you guys head off into the evening. Let's see. Oh, this is usually a tough question.
Uh-oh.
If you were going to build a super band from the scene that you guys play in the most and manage it, who would you put in the band and why? And keep in mind that none of the people in your current band can be in that band.
My.
So this is where you get a chance to tell me about other people that you think that my listeners should know about, basically.
Okay. Ooh. Well, there's some names going through my head right now, but I'm trying to think of how I'd put this band together.
Well, yeah, that's. Let's
I'd
see.
start with Brad Paisley.
Oh, you took mine.
Local.
Just
more
hold,
local.
yeah, local.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say. I think
local?
he's
Local.
after local.
Well,
Local.
if I can't have Johnny, then I want Keith Hawkins on the drums.
Mhm.
Wow.
Do you know Keith?
Keith, who lives in New Orleans right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
He drummed for me in Sonoma Road.
I do know Keith. He is a sometimes host of the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus.
Yes, he is.
That's how I know him, with
Yeah.
Lily and Lou.
Boy's got some chops.
I've had him on this show and on the Pennsylvania Rock Show.
Yeah, I'd put him in drums.
Next.
Yeah, that's only. I mean, you
Yeah,
got,
we're getting there. We're getting there. Help me out with bass players. I'm going to throw Tony Lassick in there for
Is
saxophone
this-
somewhere because Tony's a stud on
Is
bass.
this,
on sax.
collectively as a band that we'd be doing this, or each of us
You can do it either way.
either way?
I say collectively because his show is going to stop eventually, and we're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
thinking.
How about Dave Minda for guitar? Anybody here know Dave Minda
I don't know.
Heard the
Dave.
name.
from Salzburg? Dave Minda and
Heard
a
the name.
Fatback blues band?
Don't know.
No? All right.
Well, what's he playing? Guitar.
Yeah, guitar. He's the guitar man.
All right. Well, he's in then, I guess.
I would put in either in on guitar, Mark Vincek from Chris
Yeah.
Higby,
Yeah, Mark's
or
good.
Chris Higby himself in there somewhere.
Yeah. I'd have to throw Chris in there for sure.
He'd be the vocalist then?
Fiddle player.
Fiddle
Fiddle
player.
Fiddle player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vocalist. That's tough. Like
So we got the drummer, we got two guitar players. Who did you say
Keyboard
somebody on
would be-
bass?
I go with Johnny Keeley on keyboards.
No.
I go Johnny Keeley on keyboards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in a band with him once. Yeah.
Yeah. Him or
What band was he in?
he's been in all
Misbehaving.
Misbehaving. He's in
Oh.
Killing Time now.
Okay.
He's playing country, if you can believe it. He's actually playing country.
Well, hey.
Years of playing Journey and Jovi and everything like that. Good keyboard player. My age, though, I don't know. He's old.
He was in a rock band with me a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Double Exposure.
No exposure yet. Vocals.
I don't know.
Jeez.
Bill might know. The singer from Black Ridge, Paul.
Oh yeah, Paul
Yeah,
Guarini.
that'd be a good vocalist.
Yeah, there you go. Showman and vocalist. there.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kid from Black Ridge is really
Runs
something
around his
else.
bare feet everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually no shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes people come in and watch them. When I do it, people leave.
You got the dad bod rocking though, dude. You don't have to worry about it.
Doubled up on the dad bod.
Brian hasn't met a quarter pounder he hasn't liked.
That's right.
So would that be the whole band then?
That'd
No.
be everybody then.
Mm.
Got two guitars, keyboard, vocalist.
Got a fiddle player.
A
Steel
fiddle
guitar.
player,
Charlie
yeah.
McVeigh. Steel guitar.
Yeah, there you go. Charlie.
Do you know Charlie McVeigh?
I do not.
Ooh.
What band?
Oh, well, he played with 1170 for a long time. That was the house band at the Capitol Music Hall in Wheeling. He kind of plays pickup now, but he is the what do you call him? The inventor, the creator of the B bender.
String bender and guitar. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, his we actually got a chance to play with his father, Charlie McVeigh Sr., through the Tri-State Country Music Association, and it was a great experience. Johnny, you may remember this too. We were all a bunch of young guys, 25 or younger, and we walk into this I don't know, a pavilion, and there's all these guys that are 65, 70 plus. They're scooting up to the stage to play, and like we just got done rocking out and having a great time. And the demographic was definitely an older crowd, and they liked us. It was all good. And we're like, okay, these guys are gonna go up there. The dust is gonna fall off them. And when they started playing, all of our jaws dropped because every one of them was a master of their craft, and there wasn't one missed note, and they were flying. And Charlie McVeigh Sr. sat down at that steel guitar, and he was like lightning playing that thing. I mean, just absolute lightning, and it sounded so sweet. But his son, Charlie McVeigh Jr., plays steel guitar, and he's phenomenal as well. I mean, it's just it's something when you hear somebody that can actually play one of those things the way they're needed to be played. And yeah, I'd throw him in there for sure. And that band would kick butt no matter where it went.
Oh yeah.
That Keith Hawkins thing threw me. I didn't expect to hear his name.
Keith, oh yeah, man, we have some embarrassing stories about Keith.
Keith is not like Brahma bulls. I know that for a fact.
There you go.
Keith
now
also does not like camping out in the wilderness.
You got to tell the stories now.
Well,
It's kind of going back to the other question, but
that we had our picture taken in front of.
No. Those are longhorns. These are actual these are riding bulls. We played a rodeo up in Titty Ute, PA. And Keith's from Pittsburgh. He's from in the city. Like, I think he was from White Oak is where he's from. Like, I call that in the city, but he was from Pittsburgh. And we're playing on this stage, and these bulls are right up next to the stage, like right behind the stage. And they are like fighting each other in the pens.
A rodeo's going on.
Yeah, there's a rodeo going on in front of us, and these bulls are back there, and they get kind of frisky with each other every now and then, and they're bucking each other, and they're bouncing the stage. And Keith is like whipping his head around, looking left and right because these bulls are fighting right behind him.
He was freaking out, more or less.
Oh, he was definitely freaking out. But then that night, like we had taken our camper up there, and this is the funniest story. That we took our camper there, and my wife and I are staying in the camper, and I don't know where everybody else went, but Keith and his wife had a tent. And they were going to rough it. They're staying in this tent out there, and they're city folks staying in this tent. It was great. They went out and they're in this tent, and the very next morning, because we had to do 2 shows back to back. And the next morning, unfortunately, a young girl got hurt. She got thrown off of a horse on a trail ride, and life flight had to land. So the firemen come up and they're like, "Hey, you're going to need to close up your awning and move your camper. Life flight's going to land right here." Well, I guess sometime throughout the night, they had left their cooler open or something like that, and some animals had got into it. So they were like fending off these raccoons and stuff all night, and just it was a big to do. So they were dead tired. They're sleeping, and they don't want to get up. So I'm over there. I'm like, "Guys, hey, life flight's land. You need to get up and move." They didn't listen. They're out like a light. So life flight lands, and they're still in their tent, and they are getting the crap beat out of them because this thing's just flapping in the wind. I mean, just completely pounding them down. And I just remember some of the words, and I can't say them on the air here, but I learned a few new words from Keith that day, and he was just like, "Lord, what's?" I mean, he just going off on it. I will never forget that. But yeah, Keith was a great time. He's a great musician. Love playing with him. Shout out to you, buddy. We hugging.
So I have a story about Paul from Black Ridge, but I've told it on the air before, so I'll tell you guys when we're off the air.
Okay.
All right. So where can the listeners find you guys online? Where can they get your music? Where can they follow you and so forth?
Well, we're trying to get everything connected to get it to our website as far as finding our music, but www.7milerun.com, and you can, it's the number 7. You can find us on Facebook as well. Instagram. Do we have a Twitter account?
No, but we have TikTok, and that's it.
You have a microphone, you can tell them.
We have TikTok also, Instagram, Facebook, website. There's a couple other things that we're going to have in the works coming up real soon that'll have merchandising that people can order direct. We're really looking into that, trying to get that ship shape, and also for streaming. We're in the last steps of getting the streaming set up so that it'll be available on all platforms.
Cool. And what do you guys have coming up next? You mentioned the show on the 29th in Marion Center in July. What else do you have?
Yeah, we actually kick off our season June 10th. We're going to be in Du Bois at Community Days. Then the 11th, we're at Pymatuming at the Holiday Campground. Then June 17th, we're in Black Lake at the Indiana County Firemen's Association. And then the 24th, we're at Thunder in the Valley. The 25th, we are at Crawford County Fairgrounds. So we have five or so.
Fairgrounds is with the Kid Rock
tribute band. Yeah, so that ought to be exciting.
Yeah, there you go. Country World.
It's called The
Rock
Gathering. You can look it up on Facebook. It's also on our page there. I do believe it's listed on the website, but it's called The Gathering. Tickets are really cheap. There's going to be a fantastic party up there. That's up by where we opened up for Confederate Railroad. So we're really looking forward to a good crowd up there.
And we're looking for a good pizza shop up that way too.
That's right.
See, I like how that kind of throwing back to you can do that.
July 4th, we play in my hometown again.
Thank you guys for.
You froze?
Yeah, he did freeze.
We're froze. He's frozen.
It's not us.
No, it was me. Can you hear me now?
Yep,
There we
we
go.
got you now.
Yeah.
Can I try that again?
Wait, was that a Verizon sponsor?
July 4th, we're at
It's the
Punxsutawney
Slow
Festival. We are the last band in the Punxsutawney Festival again this year. Really looking forward to coming back there. And then June 29th, we're in Mac Park, and you can check the Facebook page and website because we're booked the whole way to October. July 29th.
Marion
at
Center
Mac
Park.
I'm sorry if I said June.
It's a free concert at Marion Center in the park every Friday in July. So we have various bands that come down to the park and play. Oldies. We have an Elvis tribute artist. We have
Did you get Billy and the Neptunes for that too?
Billy and the Neptunes will
Billy
be there.
and the Neptunes. If you haven't checked them out, folks, great rockabilly band. I know a bunch of those guys in that band, and you want to play some rockabilly, some old Elvis stuff, some old really good old time music. You're gonna like Billy and the Neptunes.
Yep, bring your lawn chair.
I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I have to say it's probably one of the best interviews that I think we've had. I like the questions.
How many have you done?
Thank
you.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. No, we've done quite a few, but I really do enjoy the line of questions that you have.
Yeah.
Make
Thank
us
you.
all think. I'm gonna have to take some Advil after this one, but I'll be okay.
For those of you that are tuned in live, make sure you check out 3 Questions as a Song on the 1st and 15th of each month. You can do that by going to buildthescene.com. I mentioned the Pennsylvania Rock Show a few times. That is every Friday, also at buildthescene.com. And finally, earlier, I mentioned I was doing a live show earlier. That was Friendly Fire. That's once a month. The Saturday we do it on varies, so you have to pay attention, but that will also appear at buildthescene.com. Make sure to check out 7 Mile Run by going to 7milerun.com. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See y'all.
Thank you.